Very good morning, students. Today we will discuss about least square method, one of the methods of measuring the trend in time series analysis. In our previous classes, we have discussed time series analysis, theoretical framework, and different other methods of measuring the trend. As we know very well, there are four different methods to measure the trend, like freehand curve method, semi-averages method, and moving averages method, least square method. First three methods were discussed in our previous classes. Before switch over to the next method, least square method, let us once again recapitalize very briefly about the freehand curve method. Is a graphical method with the help of which we can calculate or anticipate the trend of a dependent variable. Similarly, in semi-averages method, the given data can be broadly categorized into two parts, part 1, part 2, and the averages of those two parts can be plotted on the graph and anticipated or computed the value of trend or value of the production for a specific period. And the third method, when you compare with the first two method, it is little comprehensive and rational too. In moving averages method, instead of taking only two averages as we discussed in semi averages method, here we consider all the variables into account to measure the trend values, so that here the moving averages may be computed either in given years or in odd form or even form. Now the fourth method is least square method. What is least square method? The mathematical method to determine the line of best fit for a set of data is called least square method. See, this is a mathematical method. It can be used in measurement of trend so as to determine the line of best fit for a set of data supplied. It is a statistical procedure indeed to find the best fit for a set of data points by minimizing the sum of the upsets or residuals or errors. This method used to forecast the trend of outcome, or it is also considered as one of the methods of measuring the trend in time series analysis. As we discussed in the first slide, there are four methods. In that four, semi-averages method and moving averages method is purely statistical methods. The first method, freehand curve method, which is also known as graphic method, is also statistical method, but with the help of hand we can draw a graph and we plot the variables and find out the values of trend. But this least square method, it is mathematical method, but it is very scientific one too. It is indeed, as we look at the slide, a mathematical method. This method is very widely used in regression analysis. Always trend in output can be estimated quantitatively by use of this least square method. Then when this least square method has been originated, who was called this method? To know that, let us see this slide. It is usually credited to Carl Friedrich. In 1795, he was used first time, but it was first published to the public by Adrien Marie Legendre in 1805. It will be applied in almost all disciplines. Let us not misunderstood ourselves that this is only the statistical technique or a mathematical technique can be applied in those two disciplines. Not so. Wherever you want to analyze and find out or to examine the trend of the given variables for a specific period, there this method is applied. So the variables of trend cannot be just restricted to the statistics or mathematics. It can be economics. It can be applied in, let me say, sociology, public administration, astrology. So for different areas, it is applied. So hence why it has been playing very significant role in statistical analysis of business and allied areas. Now, what are the different categories of problems in least square method? As we learned in moving averages method or semi averages method, the problems are calculated under provided years are even case or odd case. Similarly, under least square method too, we have two categories of problems. The problems can be calculated under two categories. One is ordinary or linear least square. The second one is non-linear least square. What is the ordinary or linear least square? When the trend movement or the change is very constant with the same amount, then it is called as a linear least square. That is like if a production amount or the prices of particular given products or the prices of the stock in the stock of a particular share in the share market is changing, fluctuating either in upward or downward with a similarity constantly. Let me say every day it is increasing by 5 rupees. On first day 5 rupees, second day 5 rupees, third day 5 rupees, again fourth day 5 rupees. So a constant change is registering. That is called linear least square. Then the non-linear means the fluctuations are very erratic. They are not constant. So that the least square method can be used to calculate the output or production trend in linear form and non-linear form. Then application of least square method. As this least square method is a mathematical and graphical, when we draw the outcomes of the trends on a graph paper, we will find a straight line. When you draw the graph with the values that you find out with the usage of least square equation, then what we will do, if we take a graph paper, on OX axis, we will write time period. As we know, it is a very independent variable in the time series analysis. On OY axis, we will write the variable, the another data, that is maybe production, prices of particular products, or sales, purchases, imports, export, manufacture particular good, etc. can be recorded on OY axis. That is a dependent variable. So when the changes we want to identify on a particular period, for example, on OX axis, 5 years we have taken. On OY axis, 5 years production we have taken. So now we can plot every year's production. After plotting the dots, if we connect the plots, we will get a straight line. Hence why this least square method is also called as straight line method. It is most widely used, objective, and the best method of obtaining the trend values. Why we are saying it is the best method? Because more scientifically equipped. The rationality is registered high, and almost all the areas, disciplines, and sectors depend more on this method than previous three methods, because the results anticipated based on these methods are very close to reality. Hence, this is most widely used and objective method. Conceptually, the thing students may get a doubt that, sir, when we are drawing a straight line on a graph paper based on the values that we calculated in least square method, it is very similar to freehand curve method, no, sir? Yes, of course. But conceptually, it is same to the freehand curve method. But the only difference is curve is drawn based on mathematical equation than by hand. In freehand curve method, simply the given variables we will take like when they supply the data, like time and data, two variables will be given. On y-axis we will write the time, on y-axis we will write the variable and just plot the dot and connect the dots. But whereas in list square method, we cannot do freely with the help of hand. We should find out the trends by applying the formula of list square method. Based on that trend value, which can be acquired by using a mathematical equation, we will make a plot on the graph paper and draw a line and we'll get the straight line. So that it is maybe seems similar to the free and curve method, but not as it is. Then what are the merits when you compare with the other three methods? What will be the merits or advantage with the least square method? It is free from subjectiveness. It provides the line of best fit because sum of positive and negative deviations is zero. This must be underlined and kept in the mind by the students. It's a very important point it is, because it the positive and negative deviations in least square method are zero. That we will see in the slides. And sum of square of deviations is the least. Sum of the squares of the deviations is least. What are the sum of the square deviations and what are the positive region and negative region deviation? That we will see when we illustrate the problem. It enables us to compute trend values for all the given time periods in the series. Trend equation can be used to estimate the value of variable any given time. Another merit is forecasted values are quite reliable. As we just discussed, the values you forecasted or anticipated, measured are very close to reality, originality, so that people can reliable more with it when you compare with the values that you can acquire by using the previous three methods. And it is easy to learn, understand, and explain to others. Of course, in almost all areas or sector. Okay, the other side of the coin, there are a few, though we have very good advantages with application of least square method, it is also suffering with certain limitations, certain difficulties, which can be termed as demerits of least square method. The number one is fresh calculations necessary even if single new observation is added. Whenever you add a single new observation, again you restart the calculation of entire least square, their errors, their deviation, their square root, all should be recalculated. And the calculations are, so when we restart the process from the beginning, what happens? It will become a tedious. So that calculations are tedious and time consuming. Third difficulty is future predictions made by this method ignore seasonal and erratical fluctuation. This is one of the biggest limitations almost in all methods of trend measurement. And while calculating the trend variations, trend of any variable, we should also consider the cyclical fluctuation, seasonal fluctuation, some kind of erratic fluctuation. For example, today all the people on the globe are suffering with the corona pandemic. It has the most erratic fluctuation taken place. It has affected almost all sectors. So that here in least square method also, these things are not considered while anticipating the trend values. The other difficulty is this method cannot be used to fit growth curves and logistic curves, which mostly used in the business analysis, and need adequate knowledge of mathematics too. Yeah, once when we decide to apply the least square method for computation of trend, anticipation of variables values or output or yield of the given data in our previous methods, whereas in free hand curve method, semi-averages method, and moving average method, a person having the knowledge of statistics is enough. But when you go to the least square method, apart to the statistics knowledge, we must also have sufficient knowledge over the mathematics too. Yeah. Now computation of problems in least square method. How we compute the problems in least square method? There are to solve the or to illustrate the problems under least square method, that is to measure the trend of the variable, we have two methods. One is as usually of with the previous methods, even number years and odd number years. So how problems are solved, I can show you. Before that, one must know, as we have been discussing right from the beginning, in list method, the mathematical equations play important role to anticipate the trend value or to compute the trend value. Then what is the equation used to compute the trend value? This is the equation we use. That is YC is equal, we indicate YC is equal to A plus BX. Here Y is a capital letter, C must be small letter, is equal to A, small a, plus Bx, B into X, that is. Then what is YC here? YC means yield or the trend that you would like to compute of a particular variable, maybe production, maybe import, maybe export. It's trend, what you want to find out. That is called YC. A is calculated by using the another small formula. That is A is equal to sigma Y by N. What is Y? The Y is the sum of given variables. N is number of years variable, that is. Then B is equal to sigma xy by sigma xy by sigma x square, sigma xy by sigma x square. Now, this is very important, one must know. It is very important. Regions in the calculation of least square method. When you calculate trend values, when you try to forecast the trend of a given variable, you can prepare in a tabular form. I can show you a table like this. Yeah, this is a table we can prepare. The given years will be there, sales will be there, x, xy, x square, y. Here, one must know the total table will be calculated into three regions. What are the three regions? Negative region, origin part, positive region. If we are familiar with identification of these three regions, the solving of given problem will be very easy. The computation process will be moved very soothing way. So that what is negative region, how origin is identified, and what is positive region, we will check it. Yes, this is that, and with my own anticipation, I have taken a table. Look at this. I have taken years 9. Here it is odd number case. In odd number case, 9 years I have taken. Here what we have to do is center year will be made first, located first. That center year is called origin. That is called the region of origin. And in that center year, below the center year, that is 50 identified as the center year, that will become origin. So then 5th year onward, the years comes, that is 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th will be treated as positive region. Just look at the slide, how I made it. And the above the origin year will be treated as negative region. So every year is, after identifying the 0 as a origin year, the origin year will be indicated with 0 in X column. Then afterwards, whatever years comes, it will be increased by 1. See here, the 5th year origin is 0. Then what will be 6th year? By increased by 1, that is plus 1. 7th year, plus 2. So that we are going ahead. After 5th year, 6th year will come. We are going forward. When we go to the backward, that will be the negative region. See, look at the 4th year. When we take a step back from the 5th, 4 will come. That is minus 1. After that, if you take another step, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. So that here, when the problem is given in odd number case, the center year will become origin region, and the backward years of the origin region will be called as negative region. Forward years will be called as a positive region. So from the origin point, either backward years or forward years can be increased by 1. So that we have taken. So then how to calculate the problem and trend values? That is very important. We have to learn here. In odd number case, I am teaching you. From the following data, calculate the trend values under least square method. So as the given years are 9, we will consider it as a odd year, odd number case. So the given production is also shown on the slide: 60, 80, 40, 120, 160, 140, 200 and 180. Now, what is the step we have to do? First, we should write the formula. When we derive this problem, we must write formula to calculate trend value under least square method. As we seen in our previous slide, that is YC is equal A plus BX. Where again we have to write this also. Where A is equal to sigma Y by N, B is equal to sigma Y by sigma X square. Then construct the table. The table here shows that first year, the year, the column, first column we will take the year just as it is, you take from your problem and write them. Then production or sales, whatever it is given, that you write here: 60, 80, 40, 100, so. Then X values. Now it is very important. So year and sales are taken from the problem itself, but now the computation process from here. What to do? We will make it as first another column for X, next to xy means x into y, then x square and yc values. These yc values are the computed trend values of the given variable. How it will come, I will show. So first take the x column. In x column, the center here should be made as a origin region. So as fifth year is the center year, it will made as a origin year. Always it is 0. Then the backward years. Fifth year, what is the backward year to fifth? 4, 3, 2, 1. So every step to back can be increased by 1. So that I have taken -1, -2, -3, -4. So this is all come as a negative region. Then again from the origin region, that is from 0, fifth year, after fifth year what will come? Sixth year. So that make it as +1. Seventh year +2. Eighth year +3. Ninth year +4. Now remember friends, as we discussed in theoretical framework, the sigma x is always 0. The total of negative regions and positive region are same. The sum of negative region and the sum of positive region are same. This is one of the assumptions of least square method. That what we got it. Then take xy. What is xy? X into y. So the x values are there and y values are there. Sales or production, whatever it is, you take it as y, and x is what you have plotted as a negative region and origin region and positive region. Now xy is x into y. The first year 60 into 4, 240, 83, 240, 40 into 2, 80. Likewise, you can write. Those values will come. And the origin here, what happened? X is 0 and y is 120. So x into y, 0 into 120 is 0. So anything multiplied with or by 0 is 0. Then positive region, 160 into 1 plus 160, and 140 into +2 plus 280, like that you will take. So then you make a sigma xy. When you make sigma xy, you should total differently from negative values and positive values. Whose values are more, from that less values will be deducted. As here positive region values are more, I have totaled them first. From that the total negative values can be deducted. Then again I got a positive value of 1100. Next go to the x square. What is x square? X into x. So -4 into 4. That is a positive value. Always square values are positive only, because minus into minus plus, plus into plus is also plus. So minus 4 into minus 4 plus 16, minus 3 into minus 3 plus 9. Like that, square values have calculated. Then again I have to sum it. I have made it. That is sigma x square is equal 60. Now the very important and a careful job starts to calculate the YC values. How these YC values comes? We will again take a rough work. We calculate in the rough. We have to find out the values of YC, and final values we have to paste in this column. Then how to calculate YC values? I will show you in the next slide, where I done a rough work. The same values I can again register as a pair here. Then this is the way. See, have taken YC is equal to A plus. What is A? As we discussed in our previous slide, the equation, that is A is equal to sigma y by n. So what is sigma y? See, here the sigma y is the total of y, 1080. So total number of years given as 9. So that sigma y by n is equal 180 by 9 is equal 120. So A is equal 120. Then what is B? B is equal, we know that sigma xy by sigma x square. See from the previous slide, what is sigma xy? Plus 1100. That should be divided by sigma x square 60. 1100 divided by 60 is equal to, we will get 18.33, or we will round it as 18. So now we got A value 120, B value 8. Then you calculate YCs in a rough. How can you calculate? Here separately we can calculate. YC is equal A plus BX. This is the formula we do. So then what is A here? YC is the value we have to calculate. Then A, what is A? 120 plus B. B value already we have calculated from the previous slide, that is 18. 18 into X. X values we will take from our previous slides. Here see, the X values are already there in a negative region, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. And in a positive region, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4. So by using them, we can calculate this. See, Y for first year, YC is equal A plus PX. A is 120 plus B is 18 into X. BX means B into X. So B into X, X value is minus 4. 18 plus 18 into minus 4 is equal to minus 72. So 120 minus 72 is equal to 8. Similarly, here the second year, 120 plus 18 into minus 3, that is 120 minus 54, 66. Getting it? Yeah. Then third year, same, YC is equal to A plus BX. A is 120 plus B is 18 into X minus 2. Then 120 minus 2 into plus 18 is equal to 36. Then it will come 120 minus 36 is equal to 84. Now my good friend, here if you observe the change in the trends, 48 to 66, how much increased? 48 to 16, how many numbers have been increased? 18. Similarly, 16 to 84, how much increase? Again 18. So by calculating 2 to 3 years trends, we can come to, that is the beauty of this least square method, that the same in a linear equation, that I said, in a linear least square, what happened? The same change can be registered, identified. So 48 to 66, 18 increase. 66 to 84 is also 18 increase. So for rest of the years to every year, it will be increased by 18 only. So look at these things. Yeah, but still, let me explain you. Fourth year, 120 plus 18 into minus 1, that is 120 minus 18, 102. Again, the change is by 18. And for fifth year, 120 plus 18 into 0, as it is a origin year. So 18 into 0 is 0. 120 plus 0 is equal to 120. Again, the difference between 102 and 120 is also 18. Then now switch over to the positive region. What is that? y c is equal to a plus bx. The a is 120 plus b is 18 into x is plus 1. So 120 plus 18 into plus 18. 120 plus 18, 138. Similarly, 7th year 156, 8th year 174, and 9th year 192. So this way we will calculate the trend values. Those trend values we will paste in the YC column. If student want to do that rough calculation here itself, the same thing also he can perform. Okay, you got it? Then let us, I can give you one problem for your exercise. Just you take it and solve yourself and find out the value. Then let us go to the even number case. In even number case, what happens? When the given years are 10, the only difficulty is identification of the origin. That way I can explain. Yes, in even number case, calculation of values and all, I can show you here. Let us take, see, this is the table from the given values of your exercise. Then take this 10 years you write in the year column and take the sales of 10 years. Now the only point is how to identify the origin year, because the center year we cannot locate as easily as we done in odd number case. If 9 years are there, 5th year will be the origin year, center year. If it is 7, above 3 will be 4th year will be. If it is 5, 3rd year will be. But here it is even number, 10 years. How can you equally divide? So that what we have to do is 2 years will be made as origin years. Look at this slide. As there are 10 years, 1, 2, 3, 4 will kept one part. 7, 8, 9, 10 is the second part, and 5th and 6th year are the center years. So that in even number case under least square method, the origin will be 2 years. In this case, 5th and 6th year will be the origin. So that as every year is increased by 1, taking 1 here, what I did, I can divide it 1 into equal 2 parts. So that the backward has taken 5th year as a backward year has taken as minus 0.5, and 6th year I have taken plus 0.5, because once I divide the 1 to equal parts in origin year, generally origin year should be 0. To make 0, this 2 years origin I divided into 2 equal, minus 0.5 plus 0.5. So that origin will be 0 again. Then from that origin period, again you increase the year by 1, isn't it? So that take the forward years, that is after 6th year plus 0.5 should be increased by 1, that will become plus 1.5. 8th year 2.5, 9th year 3.5. Likewise we will do. The rest of the thing is same. It is very easy also. So that now take it values how xy has come, x into y, the same calculations what we have done in our previous case. Then all the values we have calculated, and x square values, x into x, those values will come just by applying the formula yc is equal to a plus bx. We could calculate the values of the trends. So that this is the procedure of computing the values of variables regarding to the trends. But only the thing the student has to concentrate is, if it is the even number, the origin years will be 2. The center years will be taken 2, and 1 will be divided into 2 equal parts, that is 0.5 and 0.5. The negative region will be by minus 0.5. Positive region will start with plus 0.5. So that we proceed for further sequence. So have you seen how these trend values has come here? Yc is equal a plus bx. Again, a is what here? How did you calculate a? A is equal to sigma y by n. That the sigma y is 1250, right? And by n is the number of years. The number of years given are 10. So that 1250 by 10 is equal to 125. So a is equal to 125. Similarly, b is equal to sigma xy by sigma x square. What is sigma xy? 1325. What is sigma x square? 82.5. Then if you divide 1325 by the 82.5, you will get 16.06 or 16. Then it is B value. The same you take here, A plus BX. A is 125 plus 16 as we calculated from the previous slide into X. X is in this case for first year minus 4.5 plus 16 into minus 4.5. Some value will come that should be deducted from 125, so that 53 will come. Second year it is 69. Third year it is 85. Now again you find it out. What is the fluctuation trend movement from one variable to another variable? First variable is 53, second variable is 16. So increased by 16. Second is 69, third is 85. Again increased by 16. So that from rest of the years, the trends will be increased by what? 16. That is called linear least square. If all these YC values we plot on a graph paper, if you want to show it is in a graph, take a graph, draw a line, OY and OX. On OX you write the years, on OY you write these YC values. For every year you put for first year 53, second year 69, third year 85. Like that values will be plotted. If you draw a line joining the plots, you will get a straight upward line. Straight upward line. If it is an if it registered upward trend. If you the values are fluctuations are downtrend, then straight downward line will come. So that is called a least square line. From this least square method, we have learned these things today. And in the next class, we will learn the another point from the business statistics. Thank you.